is a Workout Wednesday. Notice the red because it is American Heart Month. My workout buddy this week is 12-year-old Reagan Getman, and she is there on the, well, she's right next to me on the left of your screen. Now, whatever Reagan does, I do. Until we get down here to the floor exercise, I got to think about this. Well, I'm going to get down there. I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens. Not exactly like the young girls. So let's go right on down to the mats now. We're doing the flips, and here I go. Woo, this is a modified forward double twist reverse. And man, look at that. I nailed it. Thanks to Studio 3V in Independence for having me. Now, Reagan could not be here because she's at school, but all of my workout buddies this month, including Reagan, have a compelling story about heart disease. Now, when Reagan was born, she had a congenital heart defect. That's her there in the picture. She had to have surgery there just as a newborn. Now, she is 13 years old and doing great. So here we have pediatric cardiologist Dr. Suma Gudar, who is here from Children's Mercy to talk about congenital heart defects and what this means. So you see this all the time in your practice. What are the symptoms that kids have?
So, you know, babies, when they're newborns, they can have symptoms if they have critical congenital heart disease, meaning a heart defect that requires surgery in the first year of life. Usually, you know, they'll have symptoms. If it's a milder symptom, it can be a heart murmur, which is a sound that somebody can hear when they listen with their stethoscope. Some of the more other symptoms can be feeding difficulties, breathing difficulties, lower oxygen saturations, just getting tired when they're feeding and not growing.
So those are some things that sometimes only doctors will detect, but sometimes parents can see them.
Oh,
how
absolutely.
important is it to get treatment right away?
If it's a critical heart defect, it's important to get immediate treatment right away. And because of that, you know, we have screening, this newborn pulse oximetry screening in the hospital that's being mandated in many states. State of Missouri requires it. Kansas doesn't require it, but I would say that many hospitals do this in the newborn nursery. And it's basically checking the newborn, their blood level of oxygen, and it's just a skin test that they do before they leave the hospital. It doesn't hurt at all, and it doesn't cost very much money. And by doing that, they can pick up a lot of these more severe defects that require immediate treatment and surgery.
So what do we need to know as far as when Reagan and kids like her become adults? Do they still have to be concerned and involved in checking their hearts?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I would say that they, you know, if you had something that required surgery when you were a newborn, you should just still be checked periodically by a cardiologist. You know, you should definitely see them before you have children and get pregnant for sure, because even though a lot of these you can still do those things, it's good to check and make sure you don't have anything affecting that when you have more severe defects. The other thing is developmental problems and learning disabilities. About, I would say, a quarter to a third of these kids do have problems with that, and they can be more subtle, and so it's good to be screened for that.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Screened for that so you can get the support.
Absolutely, you need that early on. All right, thanks so much for coming and for sharing and really broadening our horizons about congenital heart defects for Heart Month.
Okay, thank you for having me.